It is time once again for the weekly and this time monthly closes of our favorite Bitcoin miners. But before we get into it, smash that like button, subscribe if you've been with us a while and haven't done so yet. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description as well as the channel bio. We've got some nice products here for you to browse through. There's not too many, but you know, I like this one. Sir Doge, Lord of Maximum Coinage, one of my favorites there. I wear that one actually quite frequently when I'm out and about. Love that one. And we also have the Trade Cave logo down here, $29.99 free shipping. We also have a sticker there of the Trade Cave logo. Anyways, let's get into it. Iren, we're going to start on the daily for Iren because there's something urgent we need to talk about. So this is really, really important. So pay attention. Iren, this is bad. Okay, this is bad. So one, we're outside of this ascending channel here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this for now. I'll redraw it later if I need it again. I'm going to delete it for now just so I can illustrate this a little bit better here. So we got below this line here, this $8. So we're below $8. Remember when I said being below $8 was bad? Well, I still believe that that is bad. Two things that we need to pay attention to real close here. This is the candle from, this here is the candle from earnings day, okay? There's something really problematic about that candle. It is this wick on top here. There's a huge wick. So we've got an inverted hammer candle. We've got an inverted hammer candle at what is here clearly the top of the move. Now this did make a new higher high out of this flag here, right? It started out above this flag. Oh, I'm sorry, it started down here. Sorry, it started at 825, pushed all the way up to 919, and then got beat all the way back down to 853. The next day, we opened up a tiny bit, up at 865, but then we spent the whole day all the way down, and then we came back up, right? Well, we opened here, pushed up, came down, opened all the way down at the bottom here at 791, okay? That's what happened there. We filled this gap. We filled this gap. That is a problem. Now, why is that a problem? Well, one, this is these two candles here. That's 4. These two candles here, that's 3. Whatever. These two on the right, they are forming. Well, one, you've got a huge bearish engulfing candle there. This is also looking something indicative of what we would call a morning star, which I love the mornings. I love the morning star version, but the evening star. Sorry, did I say morning star? An evening star comes down and is inviting further downside. Okay, that's bad. We are getting a white bar on the MACD now. The RSI is now in bear territory. It is touching the signal line. It goes under the signal line. We're gonna have a bad time. I'm looking at Iren. So this earnings were pretty good. They weren't great, but they were good. I didn't think it was worth 20%, which is why I sold part of my bag at the top of the move there. Like right away in the morning on earnings, after earnings, I sold about half of my Iren bag. My Iren bag is not very big, so it wasn't a huge amount. It was a couple of hundred shares. I locked in that 20% profit, and then I kept my other half and watched that deflate down, and now I think I'm red again on that. So I'm actually not red because I sold a little bit, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, this closed under $8. That opens it up to much further downside, okay? We are open now to potentially come back, test this low down here at 742. If that does not hold, we are looking at coming down to this bottom of this wick here, 710. That doesn't hold. We're looking at coming all the way down, back down to this line down here at 672. I do have an order in place for 672. For a couple of hundred shares. I'm going to try to build my Iren position to something like 1,000, 1,500 shares, something like that. For Iren, because I'm thinking around mid-October to early November, we start launching and we revisit these highs up here at $15, potentially even piercing that and sending us up. If I look on the weekly, somewhere around, you know, in the 20s. All right. Anyways, that's what we're looking at for Iren. Iren is, this is bad. That's it. Short term. Short term. Okay, guys, don't start thinking that I'm all like, oh, Iren's never gonna go up again. It's gonna just like, it's gonna fall. It's gonna go to 0. Nobody's saying that. Nobody is saying that. But short term, if you are not prepared for it to come to $6, you're gonna panic. You're gonna sell at a loss. Don't do that. Of course, none of this is financial advice or a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. Simply for informational and entertainment purposes here at the Trade Cave. But I do see this doing some short-term pain, potentially doing something like a double bottom, right? Coming down here, we came up, another bottom down here, and then whoo from there. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something like that right now on Iren. okay? And we'll look at the weekly here in a second, and we'll see if we see more of what I'm thinking could be the double bottom here in the weekly or the monthly here. All right, let's move on to the weeklies. That's what we came here for, not for the depressing stuff. Let's look at the weekly. All right, so on the weekly here, you can see Iren. I have a lot of lines on my Iren, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this one right here because this trend line is broken. It's done. That one is done for. I'm going to leave 672 on there. I'm going to leave $8 on there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave 875. Ugh, I have to leave all these, don't I? I'm going to leave all of these. I really didn't want to do that. Oh well. Anyways, last week we printed a doji, okay? We printed a doji candle here. I'm going to hide the drawings for a minute. We printed a doji right here, August 26th. That's not great, especially coming off of this bear flag right here. These 3 candles, August 5th, 12th, and 19th. That's a bear flag, okay? That's a bear flag. If we end up under 624, which I'm not saying we're going to, but if we end up under 624, that bear flag is in full motion. And if that happens, we could find ourselves down at like even $5 on Iren. That is possible. We could do that. I don't think it would be there very long, much like it wasn't down here at, at $6 very long before it rocketed up. Let's see how much percent did it go up initially. Before it went up 53%. So if it hits $5, it might go up 50, 60% right off of hitting that level. So that's a level I would be looking to buy some more if it were to happen. So I might actually put in a buy order somewhere around, let's see, somewhere around like $5 even, like maybe 505, 510, something like that. So it gets in case it doesn't actually touch $5 even. And then I would expect an immediate like 50, 60, 75% move off of that. That might be the bottom. Now, if that is going to happen, it's going to happen before the rate cuts. Okay, it's going to happen before September 18th. I think the rate cuts. Now don't quote me on this because obviously I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know, but I do think that we've been waiting for these rate cuts for so long that right before, if not immediately after, we're going to see a significant surge in equity prices. Now, be wary of that. If we see it before the rate cut, right? If we see a big rush in like a few days before the rate cut, be weary of that move. That is a trap, and they are going to drop you right after the rate cut to get you to sell, and then it's going to continue carrying its way on up again after that. So watch for that. Watch for the week of September 18th, like the few days, that Monday and Tuesday. If there's like a massive jump in stock prices, don't get excited about that. Get scared of that. Of course, none of this is financial advice or a suggestion to buy, sell, hold any asset whatsoever. It's only for informational and entertainment purposes only here at the Trade Cave. So, yeah, be aware of that. Right now, we are solidly below the mid ATR on the weekly. That's not good. Okay, we need to get back above $10 on this bad boy. We need to get up there. I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to go lower first, and I will be buying down there. Okay, this is not long-term bearish Trade Cave. This is Trade Cave says be prepared for potential short-term pain before your long-term gain. Okay, that's what we're looking at. We're playing a longer game than this. If you're freaking out over a couple of weeks down, and followed by, I mean, this is real solid bear flag. I really would be surprised if it did not at least get back down to like 630. I'd be super surprised if it didn't at least get back down to 630. Anyways, that's Iren for the weekly. Let's take a look at the monthly. Monthly looks bad. So we got tweezers. Okay, all my drawings are gonna come back in a flash here. Tweezers, the last 2 months. All right, that was June and July. We had tweezers. August, the monthly came in at minus 21.45% off of a month before that, minus 10.81%. So overall, we are down over 22% in the last 2 months. That sucks. Now, what is okay about this though? So let's go over here, let's turn this off. Okay, on the monthly, we came to the mid ATR band on the monthly at $7.14. We went a little bit below that, but we bounced off of it. That is actually good. That's actually pretty good. We have hit the signal line in bull territory on the monthly RSI. The monthly RSI is bullish. That's great. The monthly MACD looks like a blue line. I can't read anything off of that. No clue what that is. Okay, we are not doing so bad. This really isn't bad monthly. Now we might see inter-month dips and rips, right? Like June and July, we got these big old rips up to 15, followed by dips in August, which dipped pretty hard down to $6 and then came back up. The fact that there's a tail on that monthly candle is good. I think September's probably going to produce a similar tail-like structure that we saw in August here. I think we're going to see a very similar candle in September. at least for the first half of September, maybe the first 3 weeks of September. Okay, so we're gonna probably dip down again. It might get a little longer, kind of like July got a little longer than June. I think we're gonna see the absolute opposite print from June and July in August and September. Like it'll be like a wick on the bottom with a body on top, sort of for these 2 months. That's what I am thinking right now in my mind, and I am ready. I'm absolutely ready to buy me some Iren around $5. That would be awesome. Now, why do I think $5? If we come back here on the monthly, right here, boom, support 521, boom. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at 521 support, historical support back here on the monthly. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that one. I'm going to make that one like some kind of bright green, pale green, I guess. Now that looks too much like that yellow. Or am I just colorblind? I don't know. Dark green, sure, dark green. Okay, that's our dark green level right there. He gets down here. Yeah, I'm loading the boat. That's what we're doing. Okay. Monthly actually looks good for Iren. Weekly, it leaves something to be desired in the short term, but monthly is actually looking pretty good. Okay, let's move on to CleanSpark. CleanSpark, weekly on CleanSpark. Man, I have even more lines on this one. What am I even doing? All right, anyways, we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete this. Okay, settle in. This is bad. Okay, so this bear flag here, these three, same as Iren, bear flag. Big old red boy came in there. This was just straight selling the whole time. I don't think this was dilution, by the way. This I don't think was dilution. This candle back here, that was dilution. All right, that was dilution, and then the big scare from the end carry trade, and then we built back up after that, and then we are seeing panic selling now. This is basically panic selling. This is scare the pants off of retail kind of selling. Let me get rid of some of these lines, man. Why do I have so many of these lines? 499, yeah, we're not going down there. 877, okay. Anyways, okay, weekly. The mid ATR on the weekly is all the way up at $17.52. We are oversold bad on CleanSpark right now, in my belief. Now, we could go lower. We could absolutely go lower. Look at the RSI. The RSI is only at 30. Generally, 30 is where you consider things oversold. I like to put mine all the way down at 20. I like to see it extreme. Okay, is this still on a 7 or is this RSI on 14 now? Because I feel like, no, it's not still on 7. Okay, I keep mine a little more volatile than most people, so don't get too excited about that. This was, yeah, that was a line I drew there that's saying that was going to be bad, and that was bad. All right, this, we got a bearish engulfing. We engulfed 2 previous green candles with last week's candle. That's bad. CleanSpark is probably going to come a bit lower. I have orders in for CleanSpark at 860. A little bit below this candle here. Honestly, why did I put that candle? This, like right there, like 836 is where I'm looking for it to eventually maybe tap, but I have my orders in for 860. And if it goes down even lower, I'm going to load up even more on my CleanSpark, because I do believe CleanSpark is going to do exceptionally well in the back half of 2024, possibly continuing that good move in 2025. I mean, honestly, even if it gets back to the mid ATR band from down here, from like $8, that's 100% return. Anything purchased down here that is close to $8 goes back up to that mid ATR band. That's 100% return right there. That's pretty amazing. So like, I'm not even worried at all. I'm pretty certain it's going to get back up to $17, $18. It's a very well traded level. I am expecting that. I am expecting it to struggle there, but once it gets above that, I am expecting it also to continue on and go up into the 20s and 30s here by Christmas time. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. Man, that's so much consolidation. Let's move on to, no, we're not moving on. Monthly. It's not just a weekly. This is a monthly video. All right, let's take a look at the monthly. The monthly was atrocious. Oh my. We are, ooh, yeah. Ooh, that's bad. Okay. I've not looked at this before. There's a whole bunch of wicks on top here. These 3 months of just wicks on top, that was just warning bells a-ringing on CleanSpark coming further down. I'm glad I didn't load up too hard during this consolidation period, because we didn't get the blow off that we were hoping. Anyways, it came down below the mid ATR band on the monthly. The mid ATR band on the monthly was $11.50. August was a complete sell-off. Look at this. The month of August, we were down 33%, over 33% in 1 month. That sucks. That was hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. So from the top of the move here, if you bought at the top here in the 24 range, you are sitting at a 62% loss right now. That sucks. I feel bad for you in that respect, but worry not. I do think that we could potentially recover from this. Now, this thing is momentarily undoing my Giga Cup, and I don't like that. I don't appreciate that at all, by the way, that it is undoing my Giga Cup here. Let's see here, about right there, something like that, right? Okay, yeah. We came underneath the midline of this cup here. This is not good. If in September we cannot get back above 12, so $13. It needs to get back above $13.03 by either September or the first few weeks of October. Otherwise, I'm not loving this cup and handle formation anymore. Okay, it is getting undone. I don't like that. Now, I do think that this is going to be a dip for the rip, but it does take away from that cup and handle sort of formation I was looking at, which was, you know, again, I'll draw it here, which was here, this cup, right, handle here, and if it can hang out here, but it needs to get back above $13 by mid-October and then run. Otherwise, that cup and handle is undone. Anywho, Cleanspark monthly. Where's monthly support? $8. $8 right here. You see these two candles right here from January and February where the bodies end? They end right at $8.09. There's also a body right here, a wick, actually, a couple of wicks that go right up to about $8 as well. This one here for May and this one for July doesn't in 2023 doesn't quite touch $8, but it gets very, very close to it. So, and then we also have this candle back here from July 2020, same sort of thing. It's right at that knocking right on the door of almost $8. So $8 has a lot of support. Yeah, a lot of support at $8. There's a little bit back here from these three candles from February 18th, March 18th, and April 18th that are right at 9, all end at the same penny at 903. So that's also a tiny bit of support, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came back to this more recent support, which is sitting around $8 on Cleanspark. I don't think it'll be there super long, but I do think that it'll tap it. Look at the monthly RSI is bearish at 44.91. The MACD is curling over. That is not good. Do we see this in bull runs? Let's see. Where was the last one? 2020? 2020. What happened there? Oh, yeah, we don't usually get a MACD crossover until after. Yeah, the MACD crossing over usually happens after the big run up. So the fact that it's happening now, not great. So I'm watching that carefully. Is this thing done for good? I don't think so. But yeah, generally once we get above the mid ATR band, we don't come back below it till after the halving period is over. And we are below it right now. So we do need to get back above that thing. Hopefully September does not bring further downside. Hopefully, since August was so bad, hopefully we see September go kind of sideways. If September's also really bad, I'm going to be having a bad time here. So we'll be coming back around third week of September to see what's going on with Cleanspark and see how we feel about that. Let's take a look at Mara. Mara on the monthly, doing a lot better than Cleanspark. But let's go to the weekly because we're doing this in order, guys. We're doing this in order. Mara had a bear flag, bit of a bear flag, just like Cleanspark. But look, the body here, this is an inside bar. It's an inside bar for the week. That's actually good. That's a good thing. That's a good sign that Mara has an inside bar. It means that it's fighting the bears and is holding up above this area of support, which is currently at about 1670, right where it is. It's right on that level of support. You can see if we look in the history here, this candle here for April 15th, right on the top of it. This candle here for December 4th. Right on top of it, you can see right on the bottom of this candle here for May 13th, like this is an area of support where we are currently sitting on price, okay? Yeah, right on the top of the body here for July 24th, like this is support. It's the line of support right now, right where it is. It touches a lot of other candles. Now, if it could go up next week off of this, it might not. We'll see. We'll see what Mara has in store for next week. I think if they keep buying some Bitcoin, it might do well for them. That could be a good thing for Mara. So their weekly actually looks a little better than Cleanspark, but they are in bearish territory on the RSI. They're in bearish territory on the MACD. You can see the MACD turned red again last week. That's not ideal. I don't love that. So basically, if price can go below $15.99, so under $16, anything under $16 on Mara, we're gonna have a bad time. Okay, let me get rid of this because this actually I'm gonna leave that. Because I was watching that. Anything under $16, we're gonna have a bad time. So let's draw that on our chart right now. $16. Anything under $16, we're gonna have a bad time. We're not gonna like that. We're gonna make that one red. Okay. We go under $16. We're gonna revisit the bottom of this candle down here, which it might go to 14.15, but we might see ourselves hit $14 flat. Yeah, we could hit 14 flat, maybe 13.69 at like the lowest on Mara. Anything under that, and we're going to really have a crappy time and come all the way down to like 11 bucks potentially on Mora if that is to happen. If we go the other direction, we need to get above 1851, and then above 1851, we get to that most traded level at $19.80 again. And if we can conquer $19.80, we hit $21, and that is where the mid ATR band is, and that's where I expect us to either hit a brick wall or blast right through it. If we blast right through it, we're going right back up into the high 20s or low 30s. If those three levels can't be conquered and conquered quickly and decisively, then we are going to sit here and struggle below $20 on Mara. Let's go look at the monthly. Let's have a look. Turn off some of my drawings here. Oh, let's see. Well, here's what I feel good about on Mara for the month. On the month, right? On the month, even though it came down, we got that wick on bottom. I like that. We had these 3 wicks on top here for the 3 previous months since May, which are all alarm bells ringing. We got a wick on bottom this month, though. That is good. I like that. That's a much better candle than what we saw on CleanSpark. This is in this big ascending channel, and we hit the bottom of the channel. We hit the bottom of the channel. We went below it and came right back into it. That is good. That's ideal. That opens us up to moving to the top of the channel, which is currently at $31. Okay, so that's really good. The RSI, though, is in bearish territory at 47.96. We do need to see that go back up. Okay, the MACD has curled over. We need that not to do a cross down. That would be quite bad for us right now. Okay, what am I looking at? Mora, I think on the low end, Mora on the monthly, we could see ourselves come as low as potentially like $14. Yeah, $14 is going to be the low on Mora likely, and then we go back up from there on Mara. Let's take a look at Bitfarms. How's Bitfarms doing? Let's go to the weekly. Let's go to Bitfarms. Bitfarms. Okay, Bitfarms weekly. Bad news bears. All right. The fact that we have a big bearish engulfing wiping out the body of that candle, wiped out the last 2 weeks of gains. That's bad. That opens us up to, we hit support though. So if this holds, that's good. But if we don't open up on Monday and move up to 220 or higher, Bitfarms is going to come and visit this support area over here, which is between 192 and 173. That's going to happen if we do not open up green on Monday. So this is another reason why this is bad. We made the serious low, right? And then we came up, we hit the mid ATR band and then immediately rejected off of it. We might see a bit of an up move, maybe up to 230 or so, but if we can't hold 230, say hello to $2, possibly even hello to 180 again on Bitfarms for the weekly. We also hit this trend line here, boom, bounced right off of it, and we're riding it down. We are solidly outside of this ascending channel right here. If we can't open back up in that on Monday and get above 250, we need to get above 250 on Bitfarms to be bullish again. Again, none of this is long-term bearishness. This is all like short-term through September, maybe first week of October sort of bearishness. Once those time periods are over, I don't really see it necessarily being even possible for it to be bearish because Bitcoin should be running. Above 250, 268 is also a problem. We need to get above that. Once we're above 268, we have room all the way up to 350, potentially even up to $4 on Bitfarms. So in the meantime, we're sort of consolidating downward a bit. We may see 180 again. We might see 175 again. And that's about it. Actually, I want to leave that on the chart. Let's take a look at the monthly. How's the monthly looking for Bitfarms? Again, this is a good candle. This is a better candle than what we saw on CleanSpark because it's got a tail on the bottom. I am expecting something similar to, like I mentioned before, being sort of the mirrored opposite of June and July on these candles in terms of having the wicks on top in June and July. I'm expecting the wicks on bottom for August and September. And then I'm expecting October to deliver the goods somewhere, something like, what was the last good October? Yeah, that was up 53%. Then November in 2020, it was up 71%. And then December 2020, it was up 201%. This is the last halving right here, October 2020. So September was minus 29. August was up 0.62. I do think September might end up being a flat month overall. And then, yeah, October, 53%. November, 71%. December, 200%. July, 41%. Oh, sorry, January, 41%. February, 72%. 9% in March. That's good. But we went up from October. The last halving we had, we went up starting from October into, and we'll count the wicks later, into February. We went up 2,000% last time. Okay, 2,000%. We're not going to do that again this time because 2,000% on a $1 billion company is going to end up being something like $200 billion or something like that. But that's a bit outrageous, so I don't see that happening. But like we have room for a few 100%. The wick on that thing in that December went up 5,000%. I don't see that happening. That would be, no, I did that wrong. That wouldn't be that. That would be like a $20 billion company. I don't see Bitfarms becoming $20 billion like in a month. In this case, it would be a $56 billion company right now if it went up that high, or even bigger. I don't necessarily see that happening. Maybe we'll hit 10. We might do like a 500%. Like don't get too crazy thinking we're gonna do 5,000%. We might do something more like a 500% move. But even that would be pretty amazing. Anyways, yeah, we're actually not looking so bad. So something to pay attention to, right? On here we came up, right? We came up and then we went flat. That's what we like to call a bull flag. And if that is true, we could find ourselves like $4, $5, $6 sometime right by the end of the year, right? So not too bad, not too bad. This actually looks a lot better than CleanSpark did. Okay, let's take a look here at BitDigital. BitDigital, we're not looking at the monthly yet, so I'm not even going to look at it. We're going to go down to the weekly. All right, perfect. All right, if I could stop drawing all over the place like a toddler. All right, let's go. Again, not bad. Not bad at all, actually not bad at all. So a couple of things I like about this. Yes, we lost almost 16% last week, but we hit the mid ATR band and bounced off of it. This weekly here is also an inside bar from the week before, meaning this candle is enclosed inside of the body of the previous candle. That is good, especially since this was a huge bullish engulfing candle. Getting an inside bar is good. I know it's an ugly inside bar, but an inside bar is good. We also are still bullish on the RSI on the weekly for BitDigital, okay? BitDigital is still in an uptrend, okay? It's still maintaining the uptrend. That is good. We are above the mid ATR band. We did an inside bar. If next week we print another inside bar, we get 2, 3 inside bars, and they get smaller. So inside bars that are getting smaller, something like this, right? Let me draw this. Something like this, right? If we could see it stay in like a shape like that, that would be making a pennant, a bullish pennant. If we get that bullish pennant, it could break out and come to the top of the ATR band, which is currently at 447. Okay, let me go on the weekly here. If we get up to 447, right, we could even go outside of it, which we've done multiple times before. And in this case, I'd be looking for about 520, maybe even $6 by Christmas. That's what I'm looking for if that is to happen. If we get that continuation of inside bars followed by a breakout. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for inside bars followed by a breakout. That's what I want to see. Now, if we don't get that, oh, yeah, here we go. This is the perfect example. All right, excellent. I can't wait to show you this right now. Okay, you might even already see it based on where my screen was just positioned. All right, this is it. So we have this big bullish engulfing, right? And then we had inside bar, all inside of this. Now they were getting kind of smaller. They weren't staying inside of each other, but they were inside of this overall thing, right? And it was going down, right? And then from here it was going up, right? We got that pennant. And then we got a breakout candle of that. And then it just kept going for weeks. Look at that. It kept going. How much did this move when it did it? Let's take a look here. How much did it move? And this was just in May. This was the summer run, by the way. It went up 95% off of that. So if we got a 95% move, and look, that was like near the top of the candle. So that'd be a 95% move from 383, right? Did I say 95 or 98? We'll do 95. Ugh. I need to scroll out further. We'll do 95. That would take us up to $7.48. That would take us up to the 200-week moving average right now, which is at $7.22. So pay attention for that. Look for this move specifically, right? Inside bar, breakout. That's what we're looking for. Inside bar, breakout. And that would line up perfectly for the Fed rate cut. Perfectly for the Fed rate cut. That would be like right after the rate cut, and then boom, flying up. So pay attention for that. Watch that close. Let's move on to the weekly. This is the first one I was excited about. Let's move on to the, not the weekly, the monthly. Let's move on to the monthly. The monthly, again, this huge wick on bottom for BitDigital. That is bullish. Now, this was a bearish engulfing candle. Okay, we are below the monthly mid ATR band, but our size at 53. That is bullish. We are printing a white bar on the monthly, but we've done that before and come back strong. So I'm not too concerned about that. As long as we are above $3, I'm quite bullish on BitDigital. And yeah, I'm actually liking this a lot. I'm liking Bit Digital more than I think any other chart that I looked at right now. Nice big long wick on bottom. We didn't get like we got a couple of wicks on top as it was going up, but it, you know, as you can see, it can do that for a while, right? Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. We got this. We got a healthy pullback. Once we clear over 386, yeah, it's Moontown, baby. That's what we're looking at for Bit Digital. Okay, Bit Digital is looking good. I like Bit Digital a lot right now. In fact, I might be looking. I should probably look to add to that instead of some of the other ones for Christmas. Actually, I'm going to reassess that here in a moment. Let's take a look at now Riot. Let's see how's Riot doing. This is the weekly on Riot. Riot looks bad. Riot looks real bad. So we got a big bearish engulfing candle. This looks just like CleanSpark. So this could come down to the bottom here, 735. If that doesn't hold it, we're looking at coming down to 695 on Riot. If Riot is to turn around, we've got room. I mean, we've got room. It has to conquer 853. It has to conquer 853, and then it hits resistance again at 962, and then again at 1057. So Riot's got a lot of work to do. Let's take a look at the monthly. RSI is bearish at 34. MACD is printing red candles on red bars on it, so that's also quite bad. Let's take a look at the monthly here. I'm going to go a little faster now that we've done like my favorites. So we could find ourselves potentially, if things go real bad, we could find ourselves flashing to the bottom of this descending channel here down at 535. That would suck, but it could happen. It could happen. We got this huge, wicked, bearish engulfing candle here. And if we get a couple of inside bars here, we're probably going to end up with a couple of inside bars, and then around Christmas time, it'll take off. So I don't think necessarily we're going to go that low on Riot. I don't think we're going to go that low, to be honest. But we do need to get back above the wick here from April, which is at 787. We got to get above 787. Otherwise, Riot is going to have a bad time. We do also need to, once we conquer 787, we need to get above the middle of this descending channel here, which is currently for next month at 1045. It has to get over 1045. So let's go ahead and draw this. By mid-October, this thing needs to get up over 1045, or we are having a bad time on Riot. And even after it gets over 1045, it's going to struggle at 1333 and then again at 1655. I don't see Riot going over $17 this year unless they deliver something amazing, unless they significantly change the tone that people have about their company. I don't see it going over $17 until 2025. We also got a crossover on the MACD on the monthly. That is real ugly. Real ugly. That is bad. Riot's in a bad place right now. They need to turn this around, and they need to turn it around hard. So Riot needs to get it together. Otherwise, they're going to have a real bad time. Let's take a look here. What's the other ones I want to look at? We got that Riot, Iren. We will take a look now at Corz. Corz weekly. Looks good. All right, done. No, Corz keeps looking good. It won't stop. Look at this inside bar right here. Okay, so we got an inside bar here off of this. Now this is an inside bar doji. So this is indecision. We don't know where it's going to go. But last time we got like a little inside. No, this wasn't fully an inside bar, but it was pretty close to what we're seeing right now. The last time we saw this formation was here in July 1st and July 8th. Look at those. Look what happened after that. It popped up and it got, so it did a big pop up from there, which was a move of 19%. If you see a move up of 19% next week, I might take a little profit off of that. I'd consider it. I'd look at it. I'd sell into that strength probably, and then expect the next couple of weeks to see it come down, because, this would be perfect for mid-September, right? This third candle, so we'd have this, right? First week of September, third week of September coming down, and then after rate cut, we would have this sort of move back up again. That's what I'm looking for Corz. We could see it wick down potentially right now. Honestly, lots of support at 965, as long as it doesn't lose that level, that 965. Let me draw that right here. Boom. As long as we don't lose that level, Corz is going to just keep trucking on the weekly. Let's look at the monthly. How's the monthly? It's in bullish territory for RSI. MACD doesn't tell me anything because it hasn't been around long enough. This one's going to get even weirder. Woo! Look at this thing. Big old wick on bottom. Big old wick on bottom. That is beautiful. I like that. That is a bullish candle. It's a bullish candle. I don't know what to say about Corz. Corz just won't stop looking bullish. Until it changes the way it looks, I'm going to keep saying it looks bullish. I'm not in Corz, unfortunately, but for those of you that are, congratulations. You've been just knocking this thing out of the park, and it just continues to do so. Let's take a look at Wulf. How's Wulf doing? Now, I said the last couple of days that Wulf looked good, and honestly, Wulf still looks good. Now, again, I said this was a bear flag, right? And for the week, it was down 11% for the week. Okay, came down, hit the mid ATR band at $4.07 and bounced. That is good. RSI is still in bullish territory. We did get a tiny cross down on the MACD, which we've done before back on August 12th, but it kept charging up. So I don't know. We'll see. We did get a cross down on the MACD. The MACD is printing now, as you can see that sliver of red. It is printing a red bar down here now. But we did get a red bar once that immediately flipped into a green bar on the MACD before. So right here, August 12th to into August 19th, red bar to green bar. So it could do that. If it flips green next week, then I'm not concerned about it. If it stays red next week, then we might see it come back down and test this support around like $3 or so. Okay, which, yeah, right around there, around like 330. We might see that. Not quite an inside bar, so I'm not too concerned about that. Not too excited, not too concerned. Wulf still looks decent, looks decently good. If this was a bottom here, if this was a low here, and it makes a new higher high in the next like 2 weeks over $5.01, this is a higher high, higher low situation. Wulf still doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. Let's take a look at the monthly. Oh yeah, that looks great. I love that. So we had this huge blow off top, right? And that led into this. That was this blow off top here in July was the warning that we could see this huge low down to 271 in August. That was the warning bell. That was the warning bell, much like it was back here in July 2023. Big old warning bell, and then we came down significantly. And then around, November, December, we were back up to where those warning bells were going off. Okay, I'm expecting something like that again today here. This monthly looks good. We came down to the mid ATR band on the monthly and bounced hard off of that bad boy. We are in bullish territory on the RSI at 67.99. Look at the MACD. The MACD is just charging up. We had a curl up last July in July 2023 on the MACD, and it has just been going up since, and it has not stopped. It's been getting wider. Notice how the MACD and the signal line are getting wider since then. These two lines, this blue line and this orange line, they're getting wider and further apart. That's a good thing. They didn't even get closer off this huge wick down. So actually, Wulf looks great. Wulf honestly has room all the way up to like 764 over the next couple of months. Potentially, if we get a real crazy blow off top, we might even go into like the 14s on Wulf. So pay attention to Wulf right now. Wulf is looking real good. I like Wulf. I like the way it looks. I like the way it looks. I don't own any Wulf, but I like the way it looks. I'm pretty happy with the way that this chart has been playing out for Wulf. Now let's take a look at HUT. We're gonna look at HUT now. How's HUT looking on the weekly? HUT is looking bad. That's bad. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But it is on support. It's on support right at $10. Yeah, $10 is pretty strong support. I don't know if it's gonna go any lower than $10. This might be like the what's it called? It's like 3 white nights or something, and then it dumps afterward, and then you get, was it 3 red crows or something? All kinds of weird names for these candles. Basically, we got 3 candles that were kind of charging, that were moving upward, and then one big down. That's pretty common. That's a pretty common chart pattern, which is a bear or bull flag, right? If they were 3 red candles coming down a little bit, then it would be a big green one up, and I'm sure I can find one if I look hard enough for it. Let me find it. Let me see. I'm not seeing it. Oh, right here. Right here. I see it already. Okay. Boom. Right here. We had it from February, March, and February into March for the 3 weeks here, right? We had 1, 2, 3 candles down and then a big green one up, and that was the signal that, even though it went flat for several weeks, months afterwards, that was the signal that was going to go much, much higher afterwards. Same sort of thing here, right? Except this had 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like came up and then big up, and that was the signal that we weren't gonna go down anymore. So we're looking for that sort of thing here. The fact that we got this candle last week, that's kind of a signal that like the next couple of weeks probably aren't going to be great. Might be a accumulating opportunity for a lot of these Bitcoin miners over the next 2 to 3 weeks, potentially 4 weeks, before we start seeing things move up in mid to late October into November. It might come a little earlier because of rate cuts and the election. Don't forget the election is early November, so they are going to juice this market, and so it might happen earlier, okay? Don't be surprised if like week 4 or week of September or week 1 of October is like crazy. Don't be surprised by that. Remember, rate cuts are coming in, and then the politicians are absolutely going to juice the market for the election, so they can all say, "Hey, look at me! I made you all rich and stuff. Vote for me." Like, don't be surprised by that. They're going to mess with your emotions. They're going to do that. They're going to do that on purpose. So pay attention. Don't be manipulated by it. Enjoy the potential equity run up off of that juicing of the market, and maybe consider protecting some of those profits when it happens, okay? MACD is pointing down. It crossed down 2 weeks ago. RSI is bearish. So this doesn't look great. I do see this potentially as an area of consolidation. We could come as low as like $9 on HUT and still consolidate down there. Let's take a look at the monthly. How's the monthly looking? The monthly, ooh, that is bad. So this 3 candle pattern right here, those 3 right there. I should use my touch screen. That would come out a lot nicer. Hold on, let me do it. Let me do it better. I can do this better. Art. Okay. Anyways, those 3 candles right there. That is an evening star. Evening star. Okay. Evening star, opposite of a morning star. Morning star is something like what we saw right here. That was a sign that we were gonna like maybe go flat for a little while and then up, which is exactly what we did. We might go flat for a little while here, so this could be a fake out though. So evening star doesn't necessarily mean we have to dump, right? Because we saw another one here. I see another one right now. Dang. Man, Hut loves evening stars and morning stars. Right here is another evening star. This is the last evening star that we saw right there, okay? And look, it fell another, let's go get my measurement tool. From the bottom of that evening star, it did crawl down another 50%, but it also went up 52%. So this was a signaling of consolidation. I think that this evening star that we are seeing right now is a signal of consolidation. We might visit the bottom of the range at maybe 766 on a bad day. If there's like some kind of horrific news that comes through, we could see it visit that. But overall, I think we're going to consolidate for about another month or so, and then we're going to see this thing just rip. Okay, that's what we're looking for. But that is an evening star. That means that the next couple of weeks, maybe September, all the way through the month, isn't going to look too good. It's not going to be too bullish. So don't get too crazy about it. It might be an opportunity to accumulate potentially. Patience, basically. I'm just saying be patient. RSI is bearish. MACD at 46. MACD is up, but is curling down on Hut. So I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Let's take a look at Cifr. I think this is the last one I'm going to cover right now. Cifr for the week. Cifr is bad. That's bad. It's bad. We had a little bear flag and we came all the way down. We engulfed the last 3 weeks of movement. The last 3 weeks of price action have been engulfed by a bearish engulfing candle. That's bad. The MACD is wide open and getting wider to the negative side on Cifr. That is not good. The RSI is at 36.98. That is not good. So Cifr could move to the bottom of this descending channel here, which next week would be, the bottom of it would be at $3.18. Okay, could do that. That would find support back here. You can see right here this little grouping of candles in September from 2023. That could take us as low as $3.13. If it does not respect that, we're coming down to this level down here at 277 on Cifr. That could happen. We are fully away from the mid ATR band completely. We got like a whole island of bear flag down here, completely away from the mid ATR band. Okay, remember when I said we are not getting anything bullish out of Cifr until we get confirmation, clarity of what is going on with their company. Are they selling it? Are they keeping it? Are they expanding into HPC? What is happening at their company? We don't know yet. And until we know, it's going to be bad. If you're holding Cifr, you're going to suffer until we have clarity on what is going on. We fully broke this trend line here. That's bad. We didn't even try to retest it. That's horrible. That's really bad. Let's take a look at the monthly. Monthly is awful. Jeez, that is awful. All right. Whew. That's bad. That's some bad news bears right there. Real bad. Take a look. All right, so blow off top. Blow off top of July. Big old blow off top right there. Look at that wick. That was your alarm bell. That was telling you run. When you see that, when you see a huge wick like that on top, that is telling you to run. And it's been telling you to run for 3 months, even though it was crawling up. It's been saying run away for all the way since May. It's been saying that. Seasonality saved you on Cifr. It pushed it all the way up from May into July because we know summer gets a run. And it came up all the way to $8. And then that huge wick in July going into August, which is traditionally, seasonally a bad month, that was the ultimate alarm bell of you're going to have a bad time if you hold on to this, run. And then August popped up a tiny bit, giving you a little bit of hope, and then it just dumped by 32%. I do expect that September is not going to be much better. It's probably going to be more flat than August, because August was just terrible. But we could see it come all the way again, yeah, to that 277, find support there, and then once we get clarity, it'll start trying to crawl back up again on Cifr. The Cifr chart looks really bad. I'm sorry. It just looks bad. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. I know this was a super long video. Thank you for staying with us if you're still here. Lots of little goodies in here. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video if you found it informative or entertaining. Don't forget to check out the Trade Cave store. We got some great stuff on there. And have a profitable day.